In this remastered video version, I've formulated some of the easiest ways to untangle any types of knot on your chainsaw chain. Using my 3 simple principles, by the end of this video you will be able to untangle any types of knot on any chainsaw chain. So keep watching. Welcome to the Repair Specialist channel, because knowledge is power. So let's get to it. Okay, so you've either previously taken your chain off your chainsaw and now you want to put it back on, or you've bought a new chain. And so you open it up to put it on the saw and there's knots. Right, we'll start with the easiest. If you open your chain and you've got 2 knots on the outside of the chain like this, basically if these knots are a mirror image of each other, like these two, where the chain comes round over the top like this, then this is by far the easiest type to deal with. We simply hold the chain here as it goes over the top and we pull that part back, both sides, until we've pulled it completely over the bottom chain. And now that's the simplest and easiest knot sorted. Remember to look for the knots on the outside that are a mirror image of each other and that the chain here is going over the top. Simply pull it back. Right, so if that was your knot, great, that's you sorted. But if it wasn't and yours looks different from this, no worries, just keep watching, your knot will follow. Okay, so now on to the second knot type, and in my opinion the difficulty of this one is moderate. And this differs in that there's a knot facing outwards like there was on the last one, but we've now got a knot facing inwards inside the circle. And the key important fact is that we only ever deal with the knot on the outside. The inward facing knots will deal with themselves. You'll see what I mean. So then, let's put that into practice and deal with the outward facing knot. So let's turn round the chain so we can see the knot a little better. We can see how this knot's orientated. It's coming under the chain and rolling over the top to the right hand side. Okay, sorry about saying orientated. That's just how us Brits say it. I know you Americans say oriented. And I'm not really interested who's right or wrong here, so I'd really appreciate it, guys, if the comments could be focused on the content I'm trying to deliver to you, rather than the vocabulary. So then, let's get back to it, and we're dealing with the outside knot, which is rolling over the top to the right. So the specific part there that's rolling over the top, we take into our hands, and we just pull it over the top of the chain, pulling it back over this way with the inside knot. We don't need to touch the inside knot at all. Now, as I said before, we only deal with the outside knots, and when we just dealt with the outside knot, the inside knot dealt with itself. It's disappeared. Well, in actual fact, it became this outside knot, and it does seem counterintuitive because we've now got 2 outside knots. But that's great because we only deal with outside knots and they're next. So let's deal with them now. We'll turn round the chain, and after making sure that these 2 outer knots are a mirror image of each other, where they roll over the top of the chain like this, we'll take each knot in each hand. And then the bottom part of the chain that's touching the bench over there, we'll pull that through underneath, or if it's going over the top, we'll pull it over the top, but in either case back over the chain. Then when we take a look, the knot is gone. Remember the key detail here, never deal with the inside facing knot, only the outside facing. The inside facing will deal with itself. Right, so now on to knot type 3. This one does look a little more complex. We've got 3 knots, one facing in, one facing out, and we've got a figure 8 going on here, which of course isn't the average sort of outside knot. So what do we do here? Well, remember that basic principle, we only deal with the outside knots. We don't deal with the inside knots. So no matter how complex things look over here, it's an outside knot, and we're going to now deal with these 2 outside knots. So let's turn these 2 round to make it a little clearer what we're doing. Now, if we take a closer look and using the other principle, where we've always got to find where the chain is rolling over the lower part of the chain there in a mirror image. Regardless of the fact that there's a figure 8 going on here, we always have to find where the chain is rolling over in that mirror image. So all we need to do, like before, is take each mirror image knot in each hand and pull the chain back over the bottom chain, bringing the inside knot with it. just as we've done already. That now has significantly lessened its complexity, and that awkward looking figure 8 resolved itself, just by sticking to that principle of finding the mirror image knots and pulling the top part of the chain back over the bottom, and not making that first movement too complex, making it simple like this. And look at what we're left with. We're left with 2 outside knots, which is fantastic because we only deal with outside knots. So now, making sure that these knots are a mirror image of each other as they roll over the top, we grab 1 knot in each hand and we pull the chain over the bottom chain, just like we've been doing all the way through. And now those 3 principles have removed the knot. Okay, so what about this one then? This also looks a little more complex. How do we deal with this? There's 2 inside facing knots and 2 outside facing knots. This looks quite different. So how do we deal with this one? Well, let's unleash the 3 principles. Well, as we know by now, we never touch the inside facing knots, because as we're dealing with the outside facing knots, they deal with themselves. So we'll use principle 1, going for the outside facing knots, and principle 2 here, they're a mirror image of each other. And then as usual, we'll take each knot in each hand and we'll use principle 3 of pulling the chain back over. So again, I've simply pulled the chain over from here to here. And now we're left with 2 outward facing knots. That's in line with principle 1, just what we need. So let's turn it round so we can see it better. And you know the drill well enough by now, but the outside knots are now facing down. And principle 2, they're a mirror image of each other. So I take each knot in each hand, and principle 3, pull the chain back. And the knots are now gone. Do you see now something that seemed so challenging before you watched this video? By using these 3 principles, it's so easy now, it seems boring. But let's just do one last what we would call a difficult knot, just to top this off. Okay, so we've got one here that seems quite complex. We've got 3 knots facing the outside of the circle, and we've got 1 knot facing inside the circle. So what do we do here? Yes, you guessed it. We start with principle 1, working on the knots on the outside. And once we have principle 1 in mind, working on the outside knots, we now need to work on principle 2, finding the 2 knots that are a mirror image of each other. For example, if we look at these 2 knots, they're going in the same direction of each other. They're not going in a mirror image like this. So they're not in line with principle 2. So let's compare 2 other knots, and we'll keep doing this until we do find principle 2, the mirror image. And so after turning it round a little, we can see that these 2 knots are indeed in line with principle 2. They're a mirror image of each other, the way they roll over the lower part of the chain. And so what do we do now? Of course, we bring in principle 3. We take each knot in each hand with no worries about the inside knot at all, and we pull the chain back over, thus naturally bringing the inside knot with it. Okay, so already now we've got rid of 2 knots. We're left with 1 outside knot and 1 inside knot. So now we're back to here. Any ideas what we must do? Yes, use principle 1 again. Work on the outside knot. And because there's only 1 outside knot, we don't need to use principle 2, finding a mirror image of 2 outside knots, because there's only 1. So we go straight to principle 3 and pull the chain over the bottom chain, making sure you bring with it the inside knot. That then leaves us with 2 outside knots, and we definitely know by now how to deal with this. So we've got principle 1, 2 outside knots. Principle 2, they're a mirror image of each other. Principle 3, we pull the chain back. And now that's that difficult knot sorted. Okay, so next time you unravel a chainsaw chain and you find it's got knots, just remember those 3 principles. I hope this has really benefited you. Thank you so much for watching.